Good afternoon. It is Thursday, February 12th. Time for your impact planning briefing from the National Weather Service in Missoula, Montana. In the short term, at least through Friday, we've got mostly clear skies. The influence of the ridge of high pressure is definitely being felt. Some patchy morning valley and river fog still out there that'll burn off by the afternoons, and we'll continue to experience cool mornings with those above normal temperatures during the afternoon hours. We've got a weekend storm on tap under southwesterly flow, so it's going to be kind of another mild one with those snow levels fluctuating between 3,500 and 4,500 feet, so just off the valley floors. Mostly just some steady light precipitation starting up late Friday through Saturday and into Sunday. Now, the highest moisture amounts seem to be along and north of I 90, as well as on those windward slopes towards the Montana Idaho border. And we'll see periods of deteriorating mountain pass travel conditions, but overall, not a huge impact, mostly just some steady, beneficial light snow coming to the mountains. Here's what the precipitation chances and temp trends look like over the next couple of days. You can see the precipitation picking up late Friday, lasting through Saturday and into Sunday. A little bit of a lull here on Monday before our next prominent surge of moisture comes in. And by that time, our temperatures have started to cool region wide to where we'll likely start to see snow at basically all elevations. Otherwise, again, cool mornings followed by warm afternoons all the way through Friday. And then the precipitation comes in this weekend. As far as amounts of precipitation, nothing all that huge or, jaw dropping this weekend. Basically, up to maybe 2/10 to a half an inch in some of those isolated areas as you head towards the west, and definitely up into the mountains, seeing some decent precipitation. There's that lull late Sunday into Monday, and then our next surge of moisture comes in for Tuesday, that one being the cooler one. So we will have some snow to deal with in many valley locations. Here's what snow levels look like through the next several days as well. Marked out this 3,000 foot mark as a red line here, just to kind of give you a reference point. Missoula sits at about 3,200 feet, Kalispell closer to 3,000. So this is basically just your valley reference point for most of our valleys in west central and northwest Montana. You can see those snow levels climbing through this weekend storm and then falling back down well below valley floors as we head towards the middle and late part of next week. As far as snow ranges are concerned, Lookout Pass probably seeing the most here as far as any kind of road sites through this weekend. And then as we head towards next week, most locations really start to pick up those snow chances and chances for accumulating snowfall. Here's your low and high end snow totals through Sunday evening. This starts again late Friday through the day on Saturday and wrapping up by Sunday. On the low end, basically 2 to 6 inches up in the mountains, and on the high end, we could see 4 to maybe upwards of a foot on some of our roadways. So we'll be watching that. The highest totals will likely be towards Lookout and Marias Pass. Kind of just listing everything out here. Take a second and peek at it. Low 2 to 8 inches. Lost Trail probably seeing the least amount. The further south you go, the less moisture there is. So Homestake, you're kind of in that same ballpark too, about a trace to 2 inches or so by Sunday evening. And here's the winds and the relative humidity. If you're interested in fire weather, we've got overall some pretty high relative humidities all the way through the weekend and into next week. Those daily minimums only dropping down to about 40%. And the winds coming in out of the southwest through the weekend. And we could see some maybe north winds developing by the middle part of next week as we get some cooler air in and potentially even an Arctic boundary sneaking in here. So this is the chance for an Arctic or a backdoor front. This would be late next week, Thursday through Saturday. You can see the further north and east you go, the higher the chances are east of the divide. Basically a 90 to 100% chance of seeing those much colder temperatures. And then as you head across the divide into places like the Northern Flathead, basically about a 70% chance to see that Arctic. And then as you head further south, a 50-50 shot here in Missoula and lesser amounts as you go towards the Bitterroot and into north central Idaho. So just kind of a wrap up here and looking at the long term. This weekend, some light, steady precipitation. Those snow levels kind of fluctuating off the valley floors. And then next week, those snow levels drop. All elevation snow chances increasing Tuesday through at least the 22nd of February. And really, the big question is the moisture and also the cold air. When will we see those highest intensities of precipitation? And if and when that Arctic boundary comes in here, it could induce some heavier snowfall across the region. So that's all I've got for today. Thank you for watching. The next scheduled briefing, which we'll have a lot more detail on next week, will be Sunday, February 15th. Hopefully, you have a great rest of your day.